Nagaland la DGB Rubin Sharma ba aji 4th July de police complex rhododendron hall ba ekta press conference diwole ase abi to press conference laga oporibi kiki laga opore kotha kuribole ase nulibi kiki la issues kan opore address kuribole ase jaigina detail ba saisabo.
Good morning, friends. This is a sort of an unscheduled press conference, so if you want to ask for any figures specifically, you can raise questions. We will hand over later. General law and order situation you are all aware of. We have had successful general elections, successful ULB elections. Again, I would like to congratulate CP Dimapur and entire Nagaland police for doing a wonderful job throughout the state during the elections. We have had fairly good success in all aspects of policing in Nagaland, including drugs, catching of arms and ammunition, liquor, and it's not, some of it is not just restricted to only Dimapur and Kohima, but also throughout the state. Say, for example, Longlang and Mon also have done a good job in this. You were all a part of the morning flagging off ceremony. So the idea is to get more vehicles into the state police, and in Dimapur and Kohima, since mobility is a problem, we thought we will go for two-wheelers so that the response time is shorter. For the time being, we have equipped about 15 of these vehicles, these bikes, with GPS. We will endeavor that we can equip as many as possible, maybe up to 80 of them with GPS, so that the officers in Dimapur and Kohima, and maybe even in the PHQ, can have an integrated look at where is the location of individual response team, so that we can have a faster response. As I mentioned briefly in the morning session, there are certain other things which will also be coming up in the next, say, 10 days or 15 days. Since it is all work in progress, I will not want to divulge all that. But whenever we do adopt that tactic, we will make sure that you are aware of it. But one thing which probably we will start from Monday, we were thinking of giving a sort of a press note for this, but since we are meeting here, I thought I will appeal to everybody, to the media, and also a separate press note can go. We are thinking of evolving a slightly different approach in security. So you must have all seen that our IR and NAP patrols which are going out, they are going out for 8-hour shifts or 6-hour shifts in a day. So we are thinking of changing that system a little bit. For at least one shift in a day, for the time being, one shift in a day, the patrols will not be for 8 hours or 6 hours. They will be for a shorter duration, but they will cover almost the entire state. The idea is to cover as many places as possible, not only just IRs. It is IRs, NAP, DF, the DF reserve people. So maybe next week, sometime next week onwards, you will, the public of Nagaland will see around checking that about 150 to 200 locations taking place simultaneously throughout the state. Okay. I would, while this is a new initiative, I would request or solicit the cooperation of the media and the public on this. It's a new process. It is a new initiative to make all of us secure. Initially, since we are also going to be evolving how to do it, there may be some inconvenience to the public. The same vehicle may be stopped at 2, 3, 4 places. Okay, but this is because we are also evolving. Slowly we will try to work on it slightly more scientifically and try to ensure that people are not troubled at multiple places in the state when they are traveling. The idea is to have an element of surprise in all these checkings, and have a, so far as possible, have a carpet coverage of security in the state for whatever duration. I'm saying a shorter duration. I'm not saying whether it will be 10 minutes or 5 hours. It will be less than 6 hours. So, because if we tell you how many, what hours, then everybody will sort of guess. It is from 9 o'clock, it is 1 hour, it will be till 10 o'clock only. So we don't want to tell you that. So the timing we will centrally monitor it from the PHQ, what time they are going to be deployed. But we intend having a carpet coverage for checking of vehicles and persons throughout the state for shorter durations. This element of surprise, I think, will put the criminals and the anti-social elements on the back foot, because they don't know when we will come and which locations we will be present at. So hopefully it will make everybody secure. If anyone from the public wants to share information during that process about criminals or antisocial activities, most welcome. We will reward that. And even for our own police personnel who are going to be part of these MVCPs, if they catch any criminal or antisocial element or criminal activity, they will also be suitably rewarded. So I request the cooperation of everybody in Nagaland on this aspect, and you will bear with us for say about 7-8 days, 10 days, till the time we make a better arrangement so that less inconvenience is caused to the public.
Sir, one question, sir. Any lead on the late Talukdar's case?
Yes, we have, but we will not want to go into details because these are operational issues. The whole operations will get jeopardized. We have leads, okay, but no specifics. As and when we get to when the operational work is completed, we'll let you know.
Sir, we have already picked up 5 people.
Yeah, only this much you'll tell. We have picked up 5 people. We are on the right track. Arrested, yeah, picked up and arrested 5 people. We are on the right track, but we will not go into further details because more operations, more work is in progress. Let me also say that yes, Baharuddin was a very big success for Nagaland police and for the entire law enforcement community in Northeast. But probably he's not the biggest one also. He's a more notorious one, but he is not probably the bigger or the biggest one. There are bigger people than him, which we are aware of. Baharuddin is wanted in multiple cases throughout Northeast. We have been in touch with some of the other state police forces where they have he's wanted. He's also wanted in a case of DRI, where his co-accused have been sentenced already to 10 years. Okay, so he is wanted in at least 5 to 6 cases in Nagaland. At least I am saying 5 to 6 cases in Nagaland. Currently, he has been booked under the preventive detention provisions of the PIT and Ndps Act. He is lodged in the central jail in Dimapur. See, it was a very considered view that we went for the bikes. One is for the traffic reason, and the other is because the same amount of budget we have to maximize the output that we get. So we thought we will buy more bikes so that we can have more mobility for our people. The state allocation for Nagaland under that scheme was just about 4 crores last year. Okay, so don't think that we are getting everything from the central government and we are fully dependent on the central government, or central government gives us everything. So a lot of it, what we get is also from the state government. So this particular component is from the state government funds. See, there are a few operational things we have done which don't want to put it in the public domain. We have put solid systems in place where we are able to detect movements of people. However, honestly, as a policeman, I am saying it is not possible to check every person and every vehicle. Okay, so this will keep happening. Our best shot is better public cooperation. In fact, for this, I will also, you are aware that on my social media handles, I had already mentioned once that we'll give 1,000 rupees reward per soap case which is caught. Okay, not 1,000 for helping us with information, but you give us information, once we catch it, we'll give 1,000 rupees. खबर दिले तते भी 5टा असे कोले न दिबो रे खबर दिबी धोरिले तो 5,000 दिबो 5टा थागेले इतो असे. So I have given this already on my social media handles. I think it got a lot of good vibes. In addition to that, the Narcotics Control Bureau of Government of India the Government of India has a scheme of rewarding of sources and investigating officers for catching drugs or giving information of drugs. We had made decent seizures, but the scheme is that we first give the reward and then the Government of India reimburses that. Okay, so we were not in a position to give that reward because we sort of did not have money for that. Okay, But recently, in the past, say 20 days or so, Nagaland government, Honorable Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister have approved a fund of 25 lakh rupees for as a recurring amount for giving rewards to whether it is to officers or to sources for that. 25 lakh rupees. So which means I can give a reward of up to 1 lakh and then I will get it sent to Narcotics Control Bureau. They will reimburse, but my 25 lakh remains. Okay, so now we are sort of not going to be constrained in giving information, but that information has to be specific. People, I would request people to come forward with information, meet us, meet the senior officers. Okay, I think if you meet CP Dimapur and IGs, DIGs and IGs and above, I think we can maintain secrecy of the person who is sharing that information. So that is one thing that I wanted to bring it to the notice of everybody. Be grateful to the state government. Then another thing is where people stay. You know, people are coming from Manipur or from other parts of the country. Either from Manipur it is bringing drugs, the other part of the country people are taking drugs here from. Okay, you recollect a case where two people from Punjab had been caught. So this drug was going to Punjab, right on the border to Taran on the Pakistan border. So we need to check the places where people are staying in Kohima, Nagaland, Dimapur, various parts of Nagaland. So we are trying to come up with some sort of a system for firstly tenant verifications and second about hotel checkings. Okay. Briefly, we will come to more details. We'll give you a PowerPoint presentation in due course once we start off. But briefly, in Delhi and all, they already have the tenant verification systems. Okay, so we will sort of modify it as per our requirements and use a similar thing. We will request all the landlords to cooperate with us, all the NGOs, wards, everyone to cooperate with us. Because what happens is someone from anywhere in the country, a criminal will come and keep a bag with you. You are caught with the bag in your house. You don't know, but finally you are caught. Okay? Similar is the thing with transporters and transport also. It is the driver sometimes who is doing it without the Malik knowing what is happening. Okay, so leasing of another thing is a recent case that we caught was there are some, again it is a request to this particular community. There is a group of companies or some business establishments in Dimapur and Kohima who are renting out vehicles or leasing vehicles on say 2,000, 5,000 rupees per day. People come to you, say ek din laga divi, so you take 5,000 rupees, allow the vehicle to go. In one particular case, we got a vehicle which was carrying 110 soap cases. It was vehicle on lease. So these rent a car or whatever services by this name, I have discussed with CP Dimapur, IG Range and ADG LO. We would want to formally invite them even through your channel, through your medium, come and discuss with us so that we put a system in place so that if anyone is renting a vehicle from you, please inform us. Okay. Then if the vehicle is caught with a drug or with an antisocial, then the vehicle is not going to be held accountable. It's because this fellow is taking your vehicle, you don't know what he's doing. On the way back, he's bringing that drug or whatever. Okay. So the similar thing I want to request even for the transporters who are plying their vehicles into Manipur. So please come meet us. You can meet either me or ADG LO or CP Dimapur or IG Range. We want to put a system in place where we want to protect give you shelter for good work. But people in your setup who are black sheep, we want to caution them. The other thing is about the hotels. Even currently, the hotels are supposed to give daily statement of occupancy to the police station. Currently, it is being given in hard copies. We are planning to sort of make it digitized. So as and when someone comes to your hotel, you upload the details. It is available with them, available with us. Okay, so we also want to solicit their cooperation for doing this. You don't know who is staying there, but at least if we know who is a criminal. You don't know who is a criminal. So if you tell us who is staying, we will be able to check that criminal or that antisocial activity. So what you asked, I'm answering your question. What other initiatives? So these are the initiatives which I call it territory denial to the criminals. We try to deny space to the criminals. They are not able to use these facilities for making Nagaland unsafe. More things will come. We'll keep you informed as in when they happen. These are internal. There are internal some instructions which exist. Okay, as you also said that it is primarily the job of the district administration, state government. There are many methods of doing it, but I think the basic method is probably the sharing of the database of ILPs that they are issuing. If I don't know who has been issued an ILP, how do I check who has not been issued? Okay, so I think putting that system in place or a similar system in place is the beginning. Whatever directives are issued or are going to be issued, it is a secondary thing. First, we have to have a system which is good, where it is transparent, which tells us who is having an ILP, who is not having an ILP. So I think there is some work which is required to be done. I'm sure government is, there is a committee headed by the Deputy CM. Yeah, there was a committee headed by the Deputy CM. I think about 10 days back or something, a report has been submitted. So we will probably await further instructions from the government before doing anything. Please don't buy stolen vehicles. People will give you vehicles at a cheaper rate in Nagaland. If anyone is giving you a Fortuner which is worth 35 lakh for say 10 lakh, please presume that it is a stolen vehicle. I would put it this way. Okay. The person who is selling to you may not be a criminal. He also may have got it like this. Okay. So one is that. The second is from our records, from whatever checking we have done, there are a number of vehicles which are running with applied for and unregistered. Okay. We have cautioned earlier, we will start picking up these vehicles and not releasing them. These are a major cause of problem. Yeah, unregistered vehicles, applied for vehicles, and then also vehicles which were auctioned from various government departments in the past, which are still running with NL10 number plates. Okay. Not only is this a crime, but you are also depriving the state government of revenue. Okay, you are obviously you are not registering a vehicle. If it is 5,000 rupees, state government gets 5,000 rupees, no. So we are going to start catching these vehicles and not allowing them to ply on the roads. Public is not even familiar with the old laws, but some of the challenges that we will face is one is training our own manpower. Okay, because there are some changes which are there. Some of it is training our manpower. Second is there are certain mandatory provisions in the new laws. For example, forensic recording of evidence through mobiles and all. So that unfortunately our capabilities there are not very good. Most of the states are like that probably, but since we have a resource constraint, our capabilities and equipments are not very good. So hopefully over a period of say year or so, 1 year, 1.5 years, we should be able to make up.
It's almost a daily affair, regarding that, going away, and then as we have asked regarding the unregistered vehicles without number plates. That too, we have started seizing and unless they get it registered, we are not releasing it now, sir. Since the last about 3 weeks back. Then going away, as you know, one thing, it's somewhat satirical, but then we police are empowered to enforce, but we are not allowed to collect parking taxes. So that way, enforcing means only wrong parking, or where we put up notice parking for only two-wheelers or all those, and you must have seen some banks that just put up notices parking for bank staff only. They put up in their own effort. So we have started removing all those and we have warned them also. So like parking in long parking areas or all those, we are taking daily action.
There also Honorable CM mentioned this, that we need to be more disciplined. Okay, so we don't need to be disciplined only in the parking place. Okay. I think we need to be also disciplined in our town and country planning. That if you are making a building which is having 100 shops, then you need to have space for 100, 200 people. Okay, I think that is where the problem is. That is where the problem is, not just the indiscipline among drivers and people, but the planning part of it. When you are, unfortunately, we don't have a system where people are taking, say, permits, and everybody will probably start construction on its own in his amalaga mati ase banai dibo. So yeah, we just hope, my friend Sandeep is saying, hopefully with the ULBs coming into place, they will probably try to plan it much better. The town planning will become much better. Although there may be other departments, but then urban local bodies, I think hopefully they will be able to plan it much better. I think personally, going by my experiences elsewhere, that these parking and all could be a good money earner for the local bodies also if they do it properly. So that will solve the problem, that will give them money, and with that money, further problems can be solved, more parking spaces and all. So you need money for all this. You don't get money for all this. So hopefully these urban local bodies will bring in a lot of good things to the state.
I have been here as CP for around 1 year, 7 months now. But on any day, I've never stopped in a certain location for even 1 minute. For traffic management, I think we have one of the best in the Mapusa, in the entire Northeast, among the towns and cities.
I think the problem of traffic in Dimapur as well as in Kohima, as already mentioned, is not just an enforcement issue. There are engineering issues, there are educational issues, because enforcement is just one aspect of traffic management. But there are many other aspects which I think equally important. We have the 4 E's, which is the enforcement, the efficiency, the engineering, and the education part. So all this has to go together. That is one aspect. Second aspect, what Sir has already mentioned. See, the kind of building constructions that are on, especially by the roadside. If you see from here, if you go around to Dimapur, you will see that a lot of buildings are encroaching into public space. Not only that, if you see that, in fact, the drainage capacity is also not there. The water is actually draining down into the roads. So that is one of the reasons why the roads are also not, we don't have durability of roads, and then the roads get, washed off, or you develop potholes and all that. So these are larger aspects where, the aspect of town planning is also important. Or the aspect of, if the roads are not broad enough, ultimately, public has to park the vehicle by the roadside. Yes, if there's a very blatant violation, then of course police can always intervene. Police intervenes and then we take necessary action. But these are larger issues of governance, these are larger issues of urban planning, and also, the awareness and the fine appreciation of what constitutes a public space and a private space for all the citizens. Public space is public good, and it is for the common good of each and every one of us. So I think a distinction has to be made in terms of all this, the finer aspects of what defines public good and what defines our private space. And if that happens, maybe gradually, the infrastructure will improve and things will be easier to enforce. So that is the way forward.
We'll come back to you later with more things which are required to be told. Please continue your cooperation, not only coverage about the good works of Nagaland Police or the government, but also please try to bring to our notice anything that requires our attention. Okay, this is equally important. We also learn with people pointing out our mistakes. Please let us know if we can improve somewhere. Thank you very much.
Yede press conference de Nagaland la DGB Rupin Sharma IPS pa. Yede tai janibole dishe that alag issue laga porde alag cases laga oporde tai ba press conference ta address kurshe yede tai ba ta janibole dia do late Baharuddin la case de tai janibole dishe that 5 June manage arrest kurna ase aru etu laga oporde Baharuddin laga case tibi da January dishe that Baharuddin laga ko accused ke ekjun ge arrest kuri na ase itu laga opor bi January dishe that Baharuddin to khali ekta case ina no tala bishi cases ase guna January dishe aro itu iklan hui gina especially Nagaland de public khan ba gari khan applied for nohile bi unregistered vehicles julai se gusle do itu han do police pa higher authorities khan ba tahan seize kuri dibo aro enaga kurina until and unless public khan by do unregistered gari nuli applied for on the registered nukura tak to gari khan do wapas natibo gona bi janubuli dishe yade CP ba ekta janubuli da am khan whole notice there especially Dimapur de the best traffic management ase gona bi janubuli dishe aro itukla nui gina yede DGP Rupin Sharma aro CP khan ba bi yede ILP issue khan la bi alag alag issues khan la pore press conference de janubuli dishe. For more news and updates, keep watching Global Window. This is Chandbini with my video journalist, Men Kapa, reporting from Police Complex, Rodo, Tentron Hall, Chumogidima.
Emporium Nagaland is India's premier aviation, hospitality and cruise line training and international job placement consultancy. Trained and blessed over 20,000 youths from Nagaland in prestigious international brands. The only institute in Nagaland that hosts top airlines, cruise and 5-star hotel campus interviews. The first institute to conduct international cruise campus interview in Northeast. We are open to students of class 10 and above. Emporium provides 100% placement assistance, empowering educated unemployed youths with global opportunities.